Tired of letting unmet expectations ruin your day? In this video we expose why expectations always fall short and show you what to do instead for real peace of mind. Hiya, I'm Snezhana, a certified mindfulness coach. Let's talk about expectations. Do you remember a time when you lended money to your friend and you thought sometimes I would need money? She or he will lend me, I'm sure. But when the time came, your friend simply refused. She said she's got too many expenses and she can't give you any money now. You were disappointed, weren't you? Or do you remember the time when you helped your friend move houses? And you expected that someday when you need her help, she will happily give it to you. However, that wasn't the case. That led to even more disappointment and more unpleasant feelings. This is how we are wired, unfortunately, and conditioned. We do something for somebody or give something to somebody and we expect that we're gonna get it in a similar fashion. We're gonna get the similar treatment. But that's not the case. Why? Well, people are different. People have different understandings of what a friend is, of what a favor is, of what they do with their time or not. There is a really good book from Gary Chapman called The 5 Languages of Love. In it, the author explains why do partners have so many arguments, and the reason is that he identified 5 different languages of love. So, acts of service, spending quality time, and 3 more that I can't remember right now. But imagine this. For you, cooking a nice warm meal for your partner and making sure that the house is nice and tidy means that you're giving them love. However, for them, spending quality time might be important. So, you actually doing all this cooking and cleaning for them might mean that you are avoiding them. So, you speak different languages and you have expectations that he will appreciate your meal. However, he doesn't see that. He has an expectation that you're gonna go and spend time with him. So what do we need to do in this case? We need to drop all expectations. Expectations most of the time lead to disappointment and unhappiness. So, what to do instead? I've come up with a simple concept. And if you follow it, you will reach a peace of mind and happiness that you've never experienced before. What is that concept? It's called ALIGN. ALIGN. It's an acronym, and what it stands for is A for awareness. Each of us have a certain pattern that we go through. So let's say you get upset if your partner doesn't compliment your looks, or you get upset if your friend doesn't call you. So you need to identify these patterns, the situations in which you get disappointed, the situations in which you have a certain expectation, and if that expectation is not met, you get disappointment. Once you identify those patterns, it will be much easier to act differently, to change your attitude. So that was A. L stands for love. Love unconditionally. That not only means love for your partner or your children or your friends and family, but that means loving yourself too. That means learning to say no. And that means to forgive yourself if you've made mistakes in the past. I used to have lots of expectations. If somebody asked me for a favor, and I would always say yes, I would do it, even though I didn't want to. I didn't feel like doing it. But I always said yes. And I was expecting that because I'm doing this extra mile for the person, they would do the same in the future. However, more often than not, that wasn't the case. I would get very disappointed, very upset. I would feel used until I learned how to say no. So if you are ever uncomfortable with doing anything that you've been asked for, just say no. This way you will avoid any future disappointments. And I stands for intention. Once you identify your pattern, come up with action that you want to do next time when you ask something. Don't react, just act intentionally what you have decided. Do it. If you have decided, let's say if John asked me for money next time, I would say no. So next time John asks you for money, instead of getting angry and reactive and saying, when I asked you, you didn't give me, just say, sorry John, I can't give you right now. G stands for giving. And what I mean by giving, it's give without any expectations. Accept that you get no return. So just give for the love of giving. And if something comes back to you, then welcome it, but never expect it. And N stands for non-attachment. Do not get attached to any outcome, any expected outcome. Similarly to the giving point, whatever happens, never expect anything in return, or never expect certain reaction. Don't be attached to the way certain person would react or what they would give you, because there is no guarantee. Trust me, if you follow this concept, you will live in peace and harmony with yourself and with everybody else around you. Okay, I hope that makes sense and it's helpful for you. Bye!